was the concierge at the exclusive Paris hotel where Kim Kardashian was robbed of more than $10 million in jewelry.
They were yelling at me in French. They kept on saying, the ring, the ring. He grabbed me and pulled me towards him. So I was like, okay, this is like the time I'm gonna get. It's like, just deal, like, it's gonna happen.
Concierge says Kim was begging for her life.
Like, I have babies, I have a husband, I have a family, like, I have to get home.
Kim Kardashian's robber claims that she deserved it. 12 men worked together to steal almost $11 million worth of jewelry. Now, one of them is speaking out and claims that Kim was asking for it. Some people still don't believe that this heist ever happened in the first place. And there's good reason why, because everyone has a different story. So let's get into it. You guys know I've been prioritizing my health this year, and there are so many different ways to invest in yourself, but I recommend Care Of. It's a super easy subscription service that ships you high quality personalized vitamins, supplements, and powders to your door every month. When it comes to nutrition, I have no idea where to begin, but Care Of makes it simple. Start off by taking their personalized quiz. It's quick and you'll answer questions about your diet, lifestyle, and health goals, recommending the right vitamins and supplements for your specific needs. After taking the quiz, I was recommended plant protein, which is great for muscle growth and recovery. Maca root, which is amazing for energy and fitness. I've been working on my fitness journey, so both of these products are great for me. And finally, I received B complex, which also contributes to my energy level. You guys need to check out Care Of, take their quiz, and see what vitamins and supplements they recommend for you. Click on the link below and use my code SloanYT50 for 50% off your order with Care Of. You guys are going to love this product, so go and check it out. Thank you so much, Care Of, for sponsoring this video, and enjoy. In this video, we are going back in time to when Kim Kardashian was robbed in Paris. The reason why I wanted to revisit this story is because one of the criminals from this robbery is now speaking out, and he claims that Kim K deserved this. One of the robbers involved in the 2016 heist of Kim Kardashian's Paris hotel room said that he didn't feel guilty about the incident that traumatized her. If you guys haven't heard of this story before, back in 2016, masked robbers broke into Kim K's hotel room while she was in Paris for Fashion Week. They ended up tying her up, duct taping her mouth and eyes shut, and stole nearly $11 million worth of jewelry. Kim has shared that she was held at gunpoint for about 7 or 8 minutes. It felt like torture. She feared that she was going to be R-worded or killed. At this point, Kim was all alone in her hotel room. Kanye West was there in Paris earlier in the week to help style Kim, but he had returned to the US. And that night when Kim was robbed, her sister was out at the club. Kim was quoted saying that it was all really interesting because she was at lunch with Courtney and some friends, and they were even talking about being robbed. Someone said, if you guys were robbed, what would you do? Would you just give them the stuff? So Kim was just talking about this, and then now it's happening to her in real life. So let's go ahead and break down what happened that night. Then we'll get into what one of the criminals has to say about this, and then we'll get into some inconsistencies in this story. So a concierge is someone who works at a hotel, and the concierge at this hotel on this night plays a big role in this story because ultimately he was the one fooled by these criminals and who led them to Kim K's room.
Convinced the concierge to come and open up the doors and let them in.
He says he thought they were French anti-terrorist cops because they were dressed in black.
Are they putting a gun into you?
Yes, like this.
They're holding you like that,
Yeah.
and they're putting a gun in your back?
Sometimes like this, sometimes like this, sometimes like this.
So Kim was completely alone when she heard some noises coming up the stairs at around 3 a.m., which when I hear this, okay, we'll bring up these stairs towards the end of this video because again, there's some inconsistencies. They're supposedly stairs, but they're on the first floor. Anyways, mistaking the sounds for Courtney and their friend, Kim was yelling out like, "Stop being loud and obnoxious, be quiet." But then she realized they weren't responding to her and she was in immediate panic.
I was laying in bed like, should I wash my face? I'm so tired. I'm in my robe. I need to get up. I need to wash my face. And then 10 minutes later, I was like dozing. And then I heard pounding up the stairs. And I thought it was you and Stephanie drunk. I'm calling to them like, hello, hello.
So in that moment, Kim is freaked out and she yells out hello and they're not responding to her. So she now understands that this isn't her sister and her friend, but someone who's creeping up on her.
And at that moment, when there wasn't an answer, my heart started to get really tense. Like, you know, your stomach just kind of like knots up and you're like, okay, what's going on? What's going on? I knew something wasn't quite right.
So Kim is panicking. She tries to grab her phone and call the police and her bodyguard. But at this point, she didn't even know how to like call 911 in this country. And the men were coming into her room quickly.
My door was open like this. And then I saw two guys holding another guy down in police uniforms, but right outside of my bedroom, 5 feet away. So I slid off my bed and picked up my phone and I'm like, I don't know how to call 911 in a different country.
So these criminals enter the room and they keep saying the ring, and eventually they got to the ring that she had been flashing all over social media. It's a huge, I believe, $4.5 million ring that Kanye had bought her. So the robbers grab Kim and they pull her towards him, but she wasn't wearing anything. She had a robe on and that was it. She felt like she was going to be R-worded in this moment by these men and she was mentally preparing herself. Kim explains that one of the men tied her up with handcuffs and zip ties and put duct tape over her mouth and eyes. The robbers eventually found Kim's jewelry box, which she said had everything she owned in it for Paris Fashion Week.
Concierge says Kim was begging for her life.
I have babies, don't hurt me, I'm a mom.
The concierge demonstrated on a Kim Kardashian lookalike how one of the robbers bound her with duct tape. First her wrists, then her feet, and taped her mouth shut.
One thing I don't understand is that the concierge claims that they use duct tape, but I guess Kim claims that they use zip ties and handcuffs and then duct tape, but there's one inconsistency right there.
They laid her on the bed. She was wearing a hotel bathrobe and nothing else. Then more terror as a robber lifted her off the bed.
They take her into the bathroom?
Yes. And he put her just beside the bath.
It's kind of weird that they got a Kim K lookalike for that, but that's supposedly what happened, which sounds like a lot of ruckus, which is. And actually one of Kim's employees overheard this and she was like, hold up, we need to call the bodyguard and get him here ASAP, because at this point he was out in the club protecting Courtney.
Kim's stylist Simone Harouche overheard the commotion from another room and called Kim's bodyguard, who was out protecting her sisters Courtney and Kendall that night. He called Kim, and the gang knew when she didn't answer, her bodyguard would be there in minutes.
So ultimately, Kim was safe. I mean, she was traumatized, but she was safe. It's interesting now that this man, this criminal who's speaking out about his involvement in the situation, is almost being treated like some type of like celebrity. I'm like, why isn't he currently in jail? But recently an interview with Vice was released and they interviewed this guy. He was one of 12 men who were arrested and charged for this 2016 heist. And this man feels zero guilt. Like he has no remorse at all, which I'm like, not even a little bit of guilt. Like he just doesn't care. He was quoted saying they should be a little less showy towards people who can't afford it. For some people, it's provocative. That doesn't give him any excuse for robbing her, but he claims he didn't even really know who she was. I mean, he knew that she was married to Kanye West, but that was about it. He did, though, see that moment on Keeping Up with the Kardashians where he was quoted saying, I saw one of her shows where she threw her diamond in the pool in that episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. what he's referring to is the moment where her earring was lost in like Bora Bora, but he claims that she's got a lot of money and this lady doesn't care, which is interesting because if you think back to that moment, it does seem like Kim cared a lot about that earring going missing. So it's weird that he took that as that she doesn't care at all and that she just threw them into the pool.
Moi, honnêtement, je la connaissais pas vraiment elle. Je connaissais son mari, Kenny West, mais je la connaissais pas. Mais j'ai vu une de ces séries où elle jetait son diamant dans la piscine, dans son épisode La famille Kardashian. Bon, je me suis dit, elle a beaucoup d'argent, cette dame, elle s'en fiche totalement.
So he knew that she had a lot of money, and that's ultimately why he pursued Kim. But I have to remind you guys of that moment when she lost her earring, because it is just like reality TV royalty.
Jump in!
Wait.
Ow, I'm gonna have such a headache.
Wait.
My earring's gone.
Are you
Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. My diamond earring.
Hold on.
Seriously. It's not funny.
Are you
because
serious?
Really, that's $75,000.
Hold on. We'll find it, baby.
We're not gonna find it in the ocean. Oh, what happened? My diamond earring fell out. I had my diamond earrings in and one of them came out.
Oh my god. All right, so take this one out. Show me where. Just show
In
me
the
where.
ocean. I'm not gonna find it. What's wrong with you guys? My diamond earring came off in the ocean and it's gone. And there's people that are dying.
So this robber took that moment and assumed that Kim just doesn't care about money and she's got a lot of it. He was quoted saying, "Since she was throwing money away, I was there to collect it." And that was that. Guilty? No. I don't care. I don't care. So the narrative that Vice is trying to push with this story is that this criminal used social media to track down Kim and to ultimately rob her. So supposedly this man and his team were following her on socials and saw that she wore this big ring all the time.
So how did you prepare for the crime?
J'étais sur Internet, et c'est vrai, j'ai vu ses bijoux, j'ai vu sa bague, j'ai vu qu'elle a montré un peu partout, et qu'on a su ces informations-là par les réseaux sociaux. Dès qu'on savait qu'elle venait pour la Fashion Week,
So after this man figured out where Kim was, they ultimately broke in and they overpowered the concierge to get access to her room.
alors ici on est rentré par la petite porte qui était ouverte à l'intérieur de la porte. Et dès qu'on est rentré, on a pris possession des lieux.
So once they overpowered the concierge, this man actually stayed downstairs, but two of the colleagues went upstairs to Miss Kim Kardashian's room, and they picked up the jewelry and came back downstairs. It was only about a 7 to 8 minute situation if you remember what Kim was saying.
On l'a maîtrisé, on l'a attaché, et ensuite on a cherché les clés de quelle chambre elle occupait. Et moi je suis resté en bas, mes deux collègues sont montés avec le concierge pour aller jusqu'à la chambre de Madame Kardashian. Ensuite, ils ont récupéré les bijoux, ils sont redescendus.
My immediate takeaways is that there's a lot of people involved in this, and this hotel has really weak security. He does acknowledge that Kim must be traumatized. Quote, "No doubt. Yes, of course. You don't come out of it unscathed. We didn't expect this. Of course, she must have been traumatized. I don't doubt it." But during this heist, the robbers wanted to do more and to take more, even though they took like almost $11 million worth of things. But one of Kim's assistants had notified, some people, and they were going to get caught if they didn't get out quick.
Et la secrétaire de Madame Kardashian a appelé le secours, mais elle a appelé le 911, ça s'écrit aux États-Unis. Ce qui leur a fait perdre beaucoup de temps. Et quand on est sorti, c'était simplement une ronde de police qui n'était pas au courant, ne savait pas qu'il y avait eu le braquage.
She claims that she no longer posts photos in real time anymore to protect her privacy and to, I guess, sway people from knowing where she's at that moment. Kim said, "I might take a photo, save it, and post it when I leave a place or I'm in a different location," because it didn't work out so well for her when she was posting everything in real time. So she learned from this experience. She's also upped her security a lot because she brought one security guard for Kim and Courtney in Paris? Like, that is not enough. Now she has at least half a dozen security guards at her home. She also claims that this traumatizing experience made her less materialistic, which I'm like, okay, Kimberly, okay, if you say so, if you say so. But let's go ahead and talk about how this man was caught, because ultimately justice was served.
How did you get caught?
Ah, parce que j'ai laissé mon ADN. Quand j'ai maîtrisé le gardien, je l'ai donc pris les mains et je l'ai attaché. Et en l'attachant, j'ai laissé mon ADN.
So this guy left some DNA behind. I don't know if it was blood, hair, or spit or what, but he was already in the record database because he's been a criminal, so they found him easily. But I want to talk a little bit about this concierge, because I feel like he's like got the real tea of this whole situation, because the Kardashians have taken this moment and they've milked it. They made, she's done interviews, they've made episodes about it. Like, they've talked a lot about this situation, and it seems like some of the details have been, mixed up in the media, and they're not all necessarily true.
Do you think you were going to die?
Yes, of course.
He witnessed every heart-pounding moment. And in this exclusive interview, he says a lot of what you think you know about the Kardashian heist is wrong.
So when it comes to the Vice interview, they created an entire episode about how robbers use social media to get their victims, and they show a few different stories along with this one interview that they had with this criminal. But something that the concierge claims is that they weren't actually trying to target Kim. They claim that they were just trying to target any rich people, and they were planning on going through every single one of the rooms in the hotel room, but they started off with Kim. So this whole narrative that that social media was the reason for why she was robbed, I mean, maybe it plays a role into it. It sounds like it. The robber speaks about it, but the concierge claims that it didn't seem like they were as pointed and were actually trying to target Kim specifically.
Previous reports claim the thieves had targeted Kim because of her nonstop activity on social media, showing her ring. But 39-year-old Abdul Rahman says the thieves did not specifically target Kim.
This must not be a big hotel, because there's only 11 rooms, and they thought they would have had enough time to go through each and every one of them.
It was 2:30 a.m., so the robbers decided to hit all 11 apartments in the hotel.
He told me, okay, we will do them all.
Okay, we will do them all, meaning
Yeah.
we will rob them all.
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian's apartment was first because it was on the first floor.
Another inconsistency in this story is the narrative that Kim was tied up and put into a bathtub, because the concierge claims that she never made it into the bathtub. I mean, it's like a stupid little, I guess, detail, but it's something that the media took and ran with, and this guy is like, that never actually happened.
They put her on the floor?
Floor, yeah.
They don't put her in the bathtub.
No.
They leave her on the floor like this?
Yeah.
So headlines that she was placed in the bathtub were not true.
So there are some people who still believe that this entire situation never happened in the first place, or at least it was a setup for content, which if it's a setup for content, then chef's kiss, they did a good job, because they created it and they have milked this situation. But I want to hear what you think in the comments below. Personally, I don't think she deserved it just because she's flashy. I think that reasoning is, irrational, but comment below, and here's my email if you guys have any other video ideas for me. I'll see you guys in a new one soon. Bye guys.